to use the Beautylish Lucky Bag products that I can use, the ones that work on my skin tone, and I'll tell you the ones that didn't work, and do a get ready with me and just chat with you for a bit, and yeah, just be real for a little bit. So hopefully you stick around. Okay, so I started an eye look and then I took it off, so there might be remnants of sparkle on my face, so excuse that. And I should probably hurry up because the sun is like setting and it gets a bit dark in here. But I wanted to point out the things from my Beautylish Lucky Box bag that I can use. I can use this, which is the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames product in the shade, I think this is Obsession, although I don't see, oh yeah, Obsession. It's written in white ink, so it's a little hard to read. And then this little Viseart Petit Four palette in Bouillon. So it's got some like champagne colors, a gold, a black. The brush, of course, like a brush is pretty, most people can use brushes. And then the other things are the toner from Good Molecules, which I have one, and it's good to have a backup when I run out. And then this moisturizer from Holly Frog. Now, I am not quite sure if I'm going to use this just yet, only because I don't know much about the company, so I'm still doing a bit more research. I do know that they are cruelty-free. But, you know, skin is so different for everyone, and I already have moisturizers that I like, but I might throw this into the routine at some point. So I have noticed with my Color Fix from Danessa Myricks, like the ones that come in the tube, a lot of times it is better to use them without a primer. So I think what I'm gonna do is prime one side and not prime the other, and kind of see if there's any difference, so that you know if you use one of these, like if there's any significant difference. Now, I have finished my Makeup by Mario eye prep and set, the creams. I haven't finished the powder, so I have to go in with a different primer because I don't want to open my backup just yet. I kind of want to get through the powder. So I am going to use my Pat McGrath Artistry Wand and go on this eye with that. So I wanted to also give some context to my disappointment in my Lucky Bag. So I mentioned the things that I can use. The things that I am unable to use are the lip liner, the lipstick, the blush. The nail polish is kind of like, it's gonna look really clear on me, and I have long nails, so I don't know that I'm gonna keep that. And then the eyeshadow palette is one that I already have, which is fine. I knew that that was definitely a chance. I think where I feel a bit foolish is, I guess I assumed that the color products, like the face stuff outside of the eyeshadow stuff, that maybe there would be at least one that worked on deeper skin tone. So I know you take a chance with the Lucky Bag. I'm going with this on the primed eye. You take a chance with the Lucky Bag, but finding out that they're, for the extra large bag, which is the one I got, they don't take complexion into account for those. It seems like they do for the regular size bag, but for the extra large bag, I think, is that like $75 more? They don't take complexion into account. I honestly forgot that honestly forgot for a second that there are companies who just don't make shades that work for my skin tone. Like, I forgot that. And I also like assumed, which, why did I? I also just assumed that I would get something that worked outside of the eyeshadows, right? Because no, I'm not even gonna say that. So I feel like maybe I am the foolish one for even thinking that it was gonna be something that I could use. But I do wish I would have known that my chances of getting stuff that works were lower. Because my chances are lower than someone who has the ability to wear more brands because of their shade range. If that had been the case, if I had known, I don't know if I would have changed anything. Like, I might have still bought it. But I think I would have known more, like, whether or not I should expect that something would work. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. Because basically, because statistically, I am taking the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. I have had this palette for quite a while. I have pan on about 2 shades, and it looks like coming up on a 3rd. So I'm wondering if it's time to declutter, because I've just had it for so long. I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, statistically, there are more companies that cater to lighter skin. I just wasn't taking that into account. Is that something? What I also found out is that the company just started allowing the choice of complexion like 2 or 3 years ago. So before then, I'm like, it's tough realizing that a company doesn't even think about you. Doesn't even think about people who look like you. It's a little dehumanizing. It's a little demoralizing. I really don't know what I'm doing with this eye look. So, like, I feel sort of 2 ways about it. Like, yes, I totally took a chance getting a mystery bag from a company that isn't necessarily known to, like, it's not like they cater to darker skin. And that's fine. Like, I was fine with losing the money, essentially. Like, I knew that I was taking a chance that, like, I wouldn't like some of the products. What I didn't really think about was that some of the products wouldn't even have my skin tone considered. So that, like, I guess that was stupid. I guess that wasn't smart to think of. Like, it's not even like, oh, this color isn't gonna look good on me. It was, this color doesn't show up on me at all. And I didn't think of that. So it's like another reminder that a lot of brands and companies don't think about people who look like me. And I forgot that I had to remember that. Maybe that's a little depressing, but now you can understand kind of my perspective, where I'm coming from. Mind you, it is a total privilege that I was able to buy that product, the box, total privilege that I was able to buy it, and that I have the choice of other products I can use if, you know, the ones in the box don't work for me. That's a total privilege. I'm just like, why didn't I think of that? It's like I forgot that the beauty community is still part of our society. I think my expectations were too high. I had been really excited to get the box though. This is like the first mystery box I've ever gotten. Because I ordered it around Christmas time, and okay, this part is gonna make me sad. I haven't seen my family in person since 2019. So we're on like complete opposite coasts, and because of the state of the world right now with the panini, I haven't felt super safe to travel because for various reasons I'm at a higher risk. I'm in one of those high risk categories. And then my parents are much older. They would hate for me to say that. And then, you know, excuse me, several of my family members have chronic health conditions, and my brother works at a hospital. So it's just like, it didn't feel like the best choice to be like gallivanting about to the other side of the country. So yeah, I've spent several Thanksgivings, several Christmases by myself. There have been ones where I've at least been able to spend time with like a friend or my partner if he's not traveling, but essentially it's been me and Rose. And we are getting on each other's nerves. So I had been really excited to like, I was like, ooh, I'm going to get myself this. That's going to be a Christmas present to myself. And then I get it. And a month later, understandable. Like I know that the shipping companies and stuff, there are just like tons of delays. But then I get it and it just doesn't, it just disappoints me, you know? So the thing about this is that the Twin Flames, it dries down very, very quickly. So trying to do my makeup in the same way that I usually do, it's just like not gonna work. What I might do is go over this. This might turn out terrible, because now I'm just kind of thinking of doing something completely different. I'm gonna go over this, try to cover some of the darkness. So yeah, in that time that I have not seen my family, I've been able to work from home, thankfully. But there's also been a significant increase in like mental health concerns. So for a while, I was seeing like upwards of 30 people a week. And because I work with trauma primarily, you can imagine how that was. Now I'm trying to see like a little less, just because I can't keep going at that pace. That's what landed me in the ER before. So I'm cutting back a bit. And because I have associates now, I can give them some of the clients and just like supervise them. But I think like all of that was contributing to my excitement about this beauty box. So I was putting way too much on it. and not thinking of, just not thinking of the practicality of a dark-skinned person purchasing a bag that is not taking into account complexion. Like, you just have less of a chance of things working. I know someone commented that they only purchase mystery bags from like black-owned companies, and I'm guessing that's, if I were to ever purchase one again, it's got to be from a black-owned company. I do makeup to like have fun and unwind and relax. So sometimes I forget that the makeup world, the beauty world, is still the world. Like, it's not a little bubble, you know? And that's a little depressing to think about, because I would like a break from racism. But, you know, I guess beggars can't be choosers. I think I'm going to go in with this gold shade here. Let me see if it has a name. Brazen. That's the name of it. In this little Busy Art palette. I think there are usually more mattes in their 4 pans. I was hoping this would like... Yeah, once you have this thing on, it's not going anywhere, y'all. It is just there. So we'll see what I decide to do with that. Anyway, I'm hoping that, you know, things start to clear up out there and I can see my family this year. That would be nice. Because I know me and Rose are tired of each other. I actually took her to the vet this morning, and I'm looking for my primer. I feel like it's right here, but I can't see it for some reason. So let me just get a different primer. I wanted to use the Dior primer, but it is escaping me right now. So I'm going to go in with the All Nighter by Urban Decay. This is the Glow one. I also had the regular one that's a bit more matte, but I finished that also. So I've been panning stuff like crazy. So I took Rose to the vet today, and the last time we went to the vet, this was for her yearly kind of check-in. Last time we went, it was a difficult experience, maybe even slightly traumatic for her, getting her in the carrier. Like, I think I got her in there and I tried to like close the little door. I used the hard carrier and she like got out. So then I had to like chase / coax her back, and it was just a lot. It was too much. I got to the vet and I was like sweating. She was like crying the whole way. So today she did cry the whole way because that is her thing. But she did get quiet at one point, and so I was like, uh-oh, like, are we getting used to this? Because, you know, I read all the things, and they were like, make sure to put the carrier out just like either always or more generally, and not just when they're going to the vet, because there's that association between the two. So I have been keeping it out like middle of the living room, and occasionally putting treats in there. This is the Benefit brow pomade in medium brown, and this is a Sephora like brow brush. So we get to the vet and they have, like, you can check in outside. You can just like pull up to a spot, check in, and they let you decide if you want to come in and bring your pet or if you want them to come out and get your pet. So I have always chosen for them to just come and get her. I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be like extra stimuli for her. I'm just like, you know what? It's going to be much easier if you just come out here and get her. So I did that. Mind you, she had pooped in the carrier due to stress, right? But she had one of her toys in there. She had a shirt that smells like me in there for comfort. So I kind of feel like I can say that she wasn't scared stiff. I think she had calmed down. I don't know. But the appointment was so quick. Like, I was really getting into my podcast, and then the vet brought her back out, and I was like, is something wrong? So it was so fast. So she cried a little bit coming back home, but it was better. It was better than usual. Or at least all of the other experiences we've had. So then I brought her inside, still in the carrier, of course. And then I put her carrier, before I opened it, by the basement door, because it's like a finished basement and she can go in there, and that's where her litter box and stuff is. And like last time, she like bolted down there. This time she kind of just walked out. She went on downstairs, looked back at me like, I can't believe you just did that to me. And I guess, I don't know what she did, because I was like leaving her alone, let her get her bearings. Sorry, this is the Benefit Precisely My Brow in 5. And she came out of that super quickly. Like, she came out of the basement. So, yeah, it wasn't a terrible experience. Like, I dread it every time. So I got up. I couldn't sleep because I was so anxious about getting her in this daggone carrier. I was up at 4. And, you know, I'm trying to play it cool, like, yeah, we're not doing anything special today. Because you're not supposed to be anxious, right? Because then they're going to sense that and they're going to get anxious. Sucks if you do have an anxiety disorder. But it went better than I thought it would. I put my primer on already. It went better than I thought it would. I think I'm going to use my Lisa Eldridge foundation, the Seamless Skin, and mine is in the shade 33. It went better than I expected, and so far it sounds like she's fine. Like, everything's fine. They do have to check her poop, so I'll hear about that. And last time I went, they were like, she needs to lose a pound. And I was like, do not place your societal standards on my cat. But, you know, a pound for a cat is significant. They're so little already. So she has lost weight because I cut down a little bit on her food, which I believe she's upset about. But I didn't want her to have any issues due to a higher weight, because that's what they were saying. They were making it sound like it's terrible. So she lost like 1.5, I think. So now I'm like, oh, okay, so we have some room. I can give you more treats or something. So I think she's going to be happy about that. So now I'm going to go in with with concealer. I didn't end up getting the Natasha Denona Mini Crush. I was going to, and then I realized like it would be a little foolish. I have three. Yeah, I have 3 of the 5 shades. I don't have the 4th one because it is in, which one is it in? Shoot. Oh, it's in the Cranberry palette, I think, the 5-pan one. So I don't have that one, and then I don't have the new one, the new shade in there. But I was just thinking, like, that's okay. Like, I think I can make it work. Like, I can live my life without having that thing. So I didn't get it. And then I was going to get the e.l.f. powder foundation, but I saw like mixed reviews of it, and I also feel like I just have a lot of foundation that I just want to get through. I mean, I only have, no, I have 2 powder foundations, so I just don't need it, you know? I'm trying to be more like purposeful in what I'm purchasing. I don't know what I'm doing here, but we're gonna keep going. I'm just gonna blend this concealer out. I'm honestly not sure what I've said on here. I don't want to repeat myself. Oh, that was the Extra Shot concealer from Marc Jacobs. I'm still confused as to what's going on with the brand. It seems to keep going back and forth of they're closing, they're not closing, they're switching parent companies, they're not. So I don't know. Like, I don't want to get too tied to any of the products because I'm not sure they're going to be around. So let me know what you have heard recently. Okay, so there's concealer. Oh, you know what? I will use my new brush. It's described as a highlighter brush, but you know, you don't have to use everything for what it says. I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath setting powder. This is in the shade brown because I actually panned the yellow shade. So being that this is a highlighter brush, it's very movable. I'm not sure that it's one that I, like, this wouldn't be the first one I picked up to do this with. But I'm sure I will find some use for it. It's always nice to have more brushes. Okay, blush. Now, like I said, I can't use that Surratt blush that I got, so I will just use one of my blushes. I haven't used my Pat McGrath blushes in a while. Let's see. Use one of those. That's the highlighter. Okay, good. This is Paradise Venus, so it's sort of a terracotta. Usually when I'm using a cream blush, I tend to use a more densely packed brush, but being that this is powder, I'm going to use a brush that is a little fluffier, movable, and this is the Wayne Goss 02. This is from the Edit collection. The other day I was looking for the Wayne Goss like eye brushes. I have a set of them and I like them pretty well. And I wanted to get a couple more. And I can't find them anywhere. Are they just like gone? I don't know. I don't really want to purchase more of the edits, or there's the other collection he has. I don't know the name of that one. But I wanted to get like the old school Wayne Goss brushes. But it just seems like I don't know where they are. So let me know if you know. There's that. And then I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer. Usually I use my Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer. I'm really getting through that. You can really see it now. I feel like when the pan was small, it was hard to see. And I usually use that with a dense brush. This is the Sonia G Classic Base from the Fusion collection. But being that I put on powder blush, I think I'm going to go with a powder bronzer. I still have so much product in these Makeup Revolution bronzers. So this is the NOG Pro from Sonia G. I'm just going to use that to put a little bit of this powder bronzer on. Where did that go away? Okay. I can't believe that it's basically February in like a couple of days. I think someone was saying it often seems like January like drags on and it's like, oh my God, I'm so ready for the next month. But it feels like this month has flown by. Like kids are back at school, like some people are going into work. I'm like, wow, how did we get here? Okay, so let's get back to the eyes. See, I'm not quite liking that brush for setting my under eyes, only because it's just like so soft. I don't even know how much product I was able to get on there. So I'm just going back in with my Beauty Blender sponge. Just to set it to not crease too much. I mean, if you have eyes, it's probably gonna crease a little bit. But I've really just been loving continuing to use this. I think I have like 2 others, so when I wash this one I can always have another one. Just because you can really like press things in, and I like that. And then I usually go over everything with like a finishing powder to dust away also any of the residual setting powder that I have on there. Now I don't have a Danessa Myricks liner, though I have been considering the chrome liners that she just came out with. This is brown. Yeah, I haven't seen too many people using them. I mean, I see her use them on her Instagram a lot. So I think, sorry, things are falling. I think I'm gonna do a wing. Let's see what happens. This is just becoming very dark and like grungy. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. Oops. Okay. Let's clean that up a little. And what I'm going to do is use the Universal Fix-All and put some lashes on. I swear that fixes everything. Okay, so lashes are on. They're not very like boom lashes. They are Kiss lashes in the shade in the number 09. They come in this little like 5-pack. You can just get it at the drugstore. And for a lip, like there's part of me that's like keep it simple, and then there's this other part that's like go big or go home, and so we're gonna go with that one. And I'm gonna use Velvet Myth from Lisa Eldridge, but let me put a lip liner on. This is a Milani lip liner in Sugar Plum. I have had this forever. So I don't even know if it exists anymore. There's a lot going on right now. I feel like I'm getting ready for Trinidad Carnival. There's a lot happening here. But anyway, thank you for listening to me babble on, if you stayed, because I know it's probably long. Yeah. And I will try to remember to do a video with the Hindash palette. Like maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.